Welcome to the sixth episode of All New World.
Here is the timeline of the episode, here is the timeline of the series. See if you didn't watch the last episodes. Why are you here again? No, tell me, I need to know, I really need to know this. Anyway, yeah, so that's what we were left with. So, yeah, let's get started. So we go to Portugal, yeah, because for now there's still, the dictatorship. It's 1985 in all new world right now. I probably skipped a lot of years. Anyway. Yeah, we finally got the revolt. In the colonies. It was time. It had to happen. It was a canon event.
So yeah, multiple independence war in the Portuguese colonies.
So yeah, now obviously again, like in our timeline, Portugal will send its military might to do guerrilla warfare. It would cost a lot of life, blah blah blah. This will last for a lot of years. So yeah, just know that this is happening. Also, yeah, don't forget this. This is also happening here. But yeah, just keep in mind that this is happening throughout. So yeah, when we come back to it, don't be surprised. Now in the Prussian SSR, because like if you remember correctly, at the end of World War II, when the Soviets in all the world took over East Prussia, who was liberating itself again. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, that means you didn't watch the series. Go watch the previous episode. I don't know what to tell you, man. But anyway, yeah, so those Prussian guys, there's a whole policy. Might do a lower episode on that, but at some point those guys are like, yeah, no, the Prussians are like, I'm not having it anymore. So what do we have? Simple, really, like a Prussian revolution. Sure, they're not really doing much besides taking the land of the Soviet Republic. So they're not really doing much, but that is still annoying for the Soviets, because they literally they don't manage to do anything. Because sure, they do some offensive, and the fact that NATO isn't even funding anything, you get the Prussians pushing. And even then, yeah, sure, they managed to push back the revolution. Oh, what did you say? You say they push back the revolution? Yeah, no, I was mistaken. Bro. Yeah, so, after, a year or two, the Soviets are like, yeah, no.
We are not dealing with this BS.
No. They just give up. And so they give more autonomy to the Prussian SSR, making it basically even more independent. That thing now has basically more autonomy than some Warsaw Pact member. But hey, it's still inside the Soviet Union, technically speaking, so it's fine, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of a big L for the Soviet Union here. Now, going into Ethiopia, we finally have Somalia finally being decolonized, since they kind of weren't technically really colonized in the first place. Right now, because, what, never mind. Yeah, so the Ethiopian part, because this was taken from Italy, the Ethiopian part is independence as well as the British part. So yeah, we got Somalia, and honestly, because with Ethiopia having most of Somalia under them, let's just say that Somalia kind of becomes really, really closely to Ethiopia. Also, yeah, important to mention, Ethiopia does not get the civil war in this timeline. So yeah, monarchist Ethiopia. Isn't that nice? Also, more economy, stronger economy. So yeah, that's nice. That's always nice to have, man. Now, staying in Africa, we have a small war between the Empire of Mali and Niger. And Niger is the first one going into the offensive because they're claiming the small areas. And the Empire of Mali, yes, they're not, yeah, no, they're not letting that slide. So they invade the country, go in here, occupy most of it for 5 months, and then force a peace deal. Yes, they're not dealing with this. They're not having it. They are not having any of this. And yes, so they take some of it. Yeah, that's the yes, it takes the most population areas. So yeah, now you capitalists around here. I don't know the cities with Niger. So yeah. Now we go to Naples. So Naples is one of the several Italian states, and technically we don't only go to Naples. We go to Italy in general, but like it's because something happens in Naples. You see, this territory here is disputed by basically Papal State, Rome, and Naples. So something. So we get Roman. We get. Papal State. No, it's not recognized. The Pope is not here. The Pope is still in Rome because he doesn't recognize that state. They're doing bullshit. We're not talking about their ideology. Anyway, yes. So they do this, and Naples is like, bro, that's my territory. So and then you got Romans like, nah, it's my territory. So Rome does this, and then so yeah, now the three are at war, and technically it's more because those two have a neutral relation. But yeah, the weird Papal State thing is getting invaded. That is until we got the Kingdom of Italy invading Rome, which allows for the Papal State to win something back. But then obviously we got the communists invading the Kingdom of Italy, but no, because the fascist state is invading the communist. But no, because actually the Kingdom of Lombard is invading the communist and the fascist. Yeah, it's a mess. No. So overall, the Romans, because they have the same concern as the actual Romans. They have similar army skill, just with actual guns and spears. And yes, they're not playing around. They managed to force the Naples into capitulation, and then they just basically they push into everyone's territory somehow. Venice kind of taking advantage of this to snatch some bordering territories. And finally, after a while, you get the UN actually doing something about this, and peace deal. And so this is a peace deal. The Kingdom of Italy loses a bit of land to the Papal State, and also a bit to Rome. Rome expanded a bit here against Naples and those guys, and the rest doesn't change. So yeah. No, the Kingdom of Naples during that war, the King of Naples kind of died. He's replaced by his son, who is 15-year-old. So he's definitely because this is more of a monarchy. Like, it's not absolute monarchy. Like, I would compare it to more of Britain during the 19th century, like around that time, maybe even like 18th century. So the king still has a lot of power,
But there is still a parliament, as it's still constitutional monarchism.
that king is young, but he also really likes Greece, and he really likes Greece and all that. So he became his ally with Greece, like they become really close and all that. So and now we got some military, and economic alliance between the two countries. So yeah, that's cool. And another war. Oh yeah. The kingdom really wasn't happy. I was receiving help by a friend. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, that's a big deal. Yeah, yeah, that region will not be stable. But no, that's this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Going back here, to whatever is happening. Yes, Syria is telling it's civil war. We got the kingdom actually pushing back as communist here. But you know, the Ottoman fanboys here, yeah, that's their name now. I don't care. Is also not letting that slide. So yeah, new temporary borders, I guess. Nice. Now we're going to South Africa. Because yeah, you probably see that there's kind of a problem of colors here. Yeah. That's not a mistake. That is not a mistake. Yeah. I mean, those guys didn't have the same problem as in real life, but those guys surely do. So yeah, something might have to be done here, and it is because yeah, no. I'm just kidding. Yeah, we're like here's the date right now of Old New World. Like by this moment, yeah, and it's still not great. Not yeah. All the world is so over. Anyway, yeah, this world in terms of geopolitics, it kind of sucks. But we're going to forget about that and think of something else. Like, now we go to the Middle East. So I know we're a little bit later than how it happened historically, but you know, Persia is a bit stronger and it's also different government. Anyway, so you know, Iraq didn't change its government compared to our timeline, yes, same history and all that. Yes, not only do they want Kuwait like in our timeline, they also want a bit more here. So yeah, instead Iraq war is, but instead of being called the Iraq war, it's called Persian Iraq war because. Watch the previous episode of Old New World and you will understand. But yeah, the Persians are not joking with this. They're throwing their army, and guess what? Yes, they're getting partitioned. Yeah, so this time USA won't have to do anything, I guess. But no, they're getting partitions, they're getting invaded. Persia, who, you know, claims the land because, it was Persian like 300 times history or something. I don't know, man. I mean, it seems like a shitty excuse to me. Or is it because they're terrorist men? I don't know. They're giving excuses now. But yeah, with this, obviously, the Iraqi government capitulates and peace deal for this. And we're left with this peace deal. Now, in case you're wondering, yes, Iraq is 100% fully independent. Like, it's not a joke. They actually are fully independent. Like, definitely not 100% sure. I know it's really sarcastic in those videos, but yeah, they wanted to fully left independent for now, at least. Anyway, but yeah, Persia expanded, Arabia expanded, Saudi Arabia expanded. Yeah, also maybe didn't mention this, but those guys are communist here. North Yemen is communist. Yeah, I think I did said it at some episode. So, but yeah, I know it's kind of a forgettable fact in this All New World series because there are a lot of things happening, and for some reason you guys like Greece. I don't know why. I guess it's because it Greece. I don't know. Anyway, now we have the British actually selling this colony to the Empire of Mali. I mean, at least, I mean, not all of it, just part of it. But yeah, so yes, Mali Empire are be growing, huh? First you attack Niger, now you buy things. I mean, whatever. Expansion is expansion, I guess. Now in Czechoslovakia, something really interesting happens. So you see, I think I did mention it, but yeah, unlike in our timeline, the Germans outside of Germany and Austria weren't actually deported. So you still get the German population in the Sudetenland, in Transylvania, and all that. And so Czechoslovakia is communist, and we got a revolution, the Bohemian Revolution. Well, it's basically just Germans in the Sudetenland not being really happy. Because not only are the Soviets discriminating them, because, yes, but Czechoslovakia also is, and not only that, but they're also in a communist country. So yeah, it really sucks. It really sucks, that doesn't it? So, they're revolting for their rights. And yeah, like that's not really nice. They managed to capture some of the Soviet tanks are entering Czechoslovakia. As the Czechoslovakian government shoot on the German. The civilians are being shot with tanks. Okay. Yeah. So this stops the revolution. Yeah, no. Yeah, let's just not talk about whatever happened here. The Soviets didn't do anything. Source the Soviet government. Yeah, that's yeah, no war crimes. No war crimes. Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do anyway? Like, the Soviets are just going to veto it anyway. So, yeah, that's yeah. Let's forget about that. Anyway, going back with whatever was with Portugal here. So you finally got liberal in the governments who were like, okay, we might actually manage to keep the colonies. And so, they basically make a deal with, the colonial revolters, but those that still exist. Yeah, those guys got decimated. But for those that still exist, they actually make a deal. Or they're gonna gain more autonomy since they help us, because since they help, the liberals win against the dictatorial government, because because you must think, yeah, but why would they accept? Well, it's beneficial because that would mean that they actually keep the Portuguese economy, which I don't know if right now it is higher in the colonies, but by that point, especially in all the world, the Portuguese economy, the mainland is higher than the colonies, so that might actually be beneficial. So they accept, and so the country becomes democratic and a republic. Those guys get autonomy, and this is not a word, because they just get autonomy. Those guys get autonomy, and those guys did refuse it, but that's because they joined the Mali Empire. Yeah, that's why they refused it. Yeah. They literally joined a country that's already rich, doing pretty good. So, who cares? Now in North Africa, we also have Morocco joining the Carthage Confederation. Yeah, they're finally joining. We got, so now the Carthage Confederation is huge, like, huge. So reaching from Libya to Morocco, and now they also have an ocean access, so it is really good for their economy. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick. But yeah, we are now in 1988. This is the end of this episode. But actually, no, this episode will end on a bang.
Soviet invasion of Afghanistan.
Yeah, we end on the end around December of 1988. So yeah, we're gonna leave on this. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That was Yan Palio, historian. See you next time. Have a good whatever time of the day you have there. And yeah, also yeah. See you next time.